is winter, spring, summer, and fall. Like, it's not just jewelry you wear in the summertime.
Yep.
Like, this will stand up to your leathers and your suedes and your chunky sweaters of fall and winter. But you told me, again, this is one of the favorite pieces you've ever done. This is an emerald cut gemstone ring. Never before anything like it. Debuting today, brand new, limited and gorgeous. I'll just shout out what you're looking at on the side here.
Yes.
It's your tuba or excuse me, it's your gorgeous gold over the bronze, 18 karat gold. And that's with a citrine that weighs almost 2 carats, 1.9. I've been in the beautiful blue topaz that goes back to that silver rhodium. And that topaz is 2.5 carats. And then okay, you know me. I've been around gems a long time. I've rarely, if ever, seen anybody do the amethyst in that rose color. So gorgeous. That's 1.9 carats. You guys, $17 on Easy Pay. Don't leave it here. It's on sale. Get yourself a Q card. And that's going to come down, what, another, like, what's a Q card today, Chance? Remind me, is that $40 off of our Q card? I think so. Anyway, get a new Q card. You could just slash the prices down. Let's talk about this because I know you're in love with it.
So why I love my job so much is when I see something in a factory. The factory's name is Jessica. They're about 30 workers. I've known them for as long as I've been here. It's a mom and pop organization handed down from generation to generation. You learn about these people because I've been to the factory maybe a dozen times. And what they had here was a mesh ring. No gemstone. And I ask these random questions. Sometimes I get no, the Italian word for no. And sometimes I get the word pazzo, which means crazy in Italian, when I ask for something that's impossible. So they said, I don't think we can do this, but we'll try.
Right.
And they created what I think is a work of art. Yes, I love the fact that we decided, let's not just do yellow across the board. In other words, 18 karat yellow. Let's do the 18 karat yellow with that beautiful saturated citrine. That is a big emerald gemstone. And then the white with the blue topaz. How beautiful does that look? And I am in love with this rose and that amethyst together.
I am too.
The combination of those, it turned out great. And look what they did around the border. They did that ribbed border. So you can see the mesh, which is that textured, with that border of the gemstone. And it's just, it comes together. When you wear this, Jane, would you say it's Italian?
I mean, it is so Italian. Like, are we in Milan or in the Ponte Vecchio? My nephew and his partner just got back from Italy. They were all over. They went to Sicily. They were in Rome. I mean, this is the kind of jewelry that you know you're wearing something amazing. And I'm sorry, even in the, again, this debut bronze mesh and the emerald cut gemstone, knowing it's QVC, knowing it's David, and knowing how we work so hard on the prices, I would think at QVC, where is the one in front of this price point? Like, this should be $184, and that is a silly price in the world of gems, because we don't see a lot of Italian jewelry in gemstones. Now, and this is all made in Italy. Your whole line is made in Italy.
I want to point something out when the camera comes back to me. So this is actually mesh. That is a soft chain. You could have a mesh bracelet. But what the factory did for me was they froze the mesh. And what I mean by that, there's different points where they connect together to make it a solid band. I didn't want it to be soft in this case. So when it comes back, you'll see that it's a regular band, very, very comfortable inside. But it's not going to be flexible. And I didn't want that because it was a gemstone on top. So I said, can you do that? It makes it more secure, but I think it makes it more beautiful too.
Yes,
so you're going to see that right here. So anybody who knows, this is actually a genuine chain that you would have in a bracelet. It's the Italians call this chain aganciata. The Americans call it popcorn chain. I call it mesh. It's a mesh finish. It's a beautiful textured bubble finish, mesh finish. You'll see it close up in a second. And you see it there. Look at it all around. Let's contour that. And it's hard, and it's beautiful, and it's 18 karat gold. Look at the saturation of that citrine.
That's amazing. And also,
beautiful.
It's these are all 2 or over 2 carat gemstones in an emerald cut for $84.98, and an every day to wear your beautiful jewelry. You know, a long time ago, there was a host that didn't like flexible rings. Remember her?
Yes.
And some buyer was like, Jane, look at this great flexible ring. We're going to give it to you. And I'm like, I don't like that. Can I have hoop earrings? And you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's great.
Do you remember?
I do. I do.
By the way, Chance, how are we doing with our value of the day? Oh, about 3,000 ordered. And Rocco, do you mind holding my card for the today's special value? Not that I'm going to need it, because
Yes.
I'm sure by tomorrow night it's going to be long gone, but we're